Hi guys, welcome to the third episode in the series about my favorite screenwriting books. I'm Karel Seegers. Today we'll be talking about The Writer's Journey, the DVD The Hero's Two Journeys, and Stuart Voitila's Myth and the Movies. I'd like to power through this pile as quickly as possible, so today no logline reviews and no Q&A. I'm going to focus just on the books. You can still send me your questions. You can post those in the comments below the video or via email or Facebook, and the details you can find below this video as well or in previous videos. Now today, The Writer's Journey, Chris Vogler's book based on the memo he wrote in the 1980s when he was working for a Hollywood studio, and the book is based on Joseph Campbell's The Hero with a Thousand Faces, which was a classic work in mythology. Joseph Campbell was a cultural anthropologist who lived from early last century. He died in 1987, and he left an amazing body of work, and I can highly recommend, after reading this book, delve into Joseph Campbell's teachings and listen to his lectures. Some of them have been recently digitized. It'll blow your mind. And I think as a storyteller, at some point you're going to ask the big questions, and that's exactly what mythology does. We don't give answers. Mythology doesn't give you answers, but at least it helps you frame the questions. What can you expect from The Writer's Journey? Well, there are two main sections in this book. One is about archetypes, about character types, and how they are kind of similar in different types of stories and different cultures. Archetypes such as the hero and the shadow and the trickster and the shapeshifter and the mentor and the herald, etc. And then you have story stages, story structure. So you have the ordinary world, the call to adventure, the special world. Now, some of those are stages and others are moments, and it's good to distinguish between those. And maybe that's where the book doesn't always gives enough emphasis. Another point where I'd like to, give you my own take is the ordeal. When Chris Vogler talks about the ordeal or the crisis, he says there's two places where this can be. You can have a central crisis as a midpoint, cutting the second act in two, or you can have it at the end of Act 2 as the ordeal, supreme ordeal. Personally, I think they're two different things. And I think a supreme ordeal at the midpoint or a real ordeal at the midpoint is very rare. Most films have those at the end of Act 2. Now, my biggest criticism is when Vogler says that the hero's journey applies to every culture in the world, except for two, Germany and Australia. Germany, because possibly after Second World War, storytellers had become cautious and not put a single hero at the forefront. And then Australia, because people told him so when he visited that country. And I have my doubts about that. I don't think in Australia people watch different movies or different movies are successful. They may be making different movies, but that could be due to the process of development and production rather than what people really want to see. But that's my own opinion, and everybody is entitled to their own. So, Writer's Journey, absolutely recommended read. It's a classic work already. It's a bestseller for a reason. And it brings storytelling for the screen within that broader perspective of mythology. Even better, and maybe the best intro in this particular way of looking at stories, is The Hero's Two Journeys. This is the DVD with Michael Haig and Christopher Vogler again, each doing a video seminar about their way of looking at story structure and characters. And what I love about this is it is not one singular vision. It puts it in a broader perspective, and you can see the strengths of the one offsetting the weaknesses of the other. It's a great DVD and highly recommended. Finally, the companion to The Writer's Journey. This is the book that was released by Michael Veazey Productions around the same time as the first edition of The Writer's Journey, Myth and the Movies. Stuart Voitila looks at 50 classic films and he applies the hero's journey thinking to them. He tries to discover the story stages and the archetypes. And what you have is a very convincing case to understand that really this applies to any sort of genre. The 10 genres that he covers are action-adventure, western, horror, thriller, war movie, drama, romance, romantic comedy, and sci-fi. And you'll see that the hero's journey is really flexible. So it is this basic structure for all stories, but at the same time, it can be applied at different levels, and you're not hooked or you're not locked into particular time frames or percentages, as some teachers try to make you believe. Okay, that was our third video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something from it. These are all 3 titles that I highly recommend. Now, if you disagree, please put your comments below the video. And if you enjoy what you've heard and seen so far, why don't you subscribe to this channel by pushing the subscribe button. And if you also push the bell button, then you'll receive a notification next time a new video appears. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and hoping to see you for episode 4. See you then. Bye.